My dear friends all over the world, welcome back again. This is Mr. Ahlam, the English teacher and the self-improvement coach. Dear friends, in the previous episode, we learned together some WH questions. Hopefully you still remember them. When, where, what, and why. I told you previously, if you want to form these WH questions using these four words, at first you have to know how to form yes-no questions. Why? The answer is because these yes-no questions are the basics, the fundamentals, and the stepping stones of the WH questions. So if you know how to form yes-no questions, using and forming WH questions correctly will be very simple. Now you may ask me, Mr. Samuel, why should I know how to form yes-no questions and WH questions? It's a very good question. And the answer of this question is because, my dear friend, it's almost impossible to make any conversation without using whether the yes-no questions or the WH questions. At first, everything is very challenging, but over time, with the practice, with love, passion, persistence, patience, determination, and positivity, everything will be just like a piece of cake. So all you have to do is just to focus as much as you can so that you can understand and assimilate every single piece of information I'm going to share with you today. Okay guys, here we go. For today, there are four more WH questions we're going to study together. Which, whose, who, or whom, and finally how. Don't get confused because of the information I have written on the board. I'm sorry because the size of the board is sort of small, but it's out of my control. Anyway, everything will be like a piece of cake by the end of this episode, hopefully. The first WH word for today is which, that is used for choice or choices. Imagine that there are 3 or 4 colors: pink, purple, blue, and red. And then I ask you, which color do you like? And then the answer, the red one. And I know that those guys at schools study a lot of subjects: English, math, social studies, chemistry, physics, biology, and so on. If someone asks you such a question, which subject do you like most? And then you answer math, or English, or social studies, or French, and so on and so forth. By the way, it's not necessarily to answer the question fully. My favorite subject is social studies. No. It's not necessarily. Why? Because, in conversations, we have to be brief and to the point. Remember here, generally speaking, with which, we use a noun after it. Okay? The second WH question is whose, that is used for possession or ownership. Whose bag is this? And we use a noun after it. Whose bag is this? I ask, hey guys, whose bag is this? And then someone answers, it's me. It's a very common mistake made by second language learners. Why? Because here you must use the possessive pronoun. It's mine. Whose pen is this? It's mine. It's his. It's hers. Or it's yours, and so on and so forth. So please remember to use one of these two ways. You can use a possessive pronoun, or you can use a proper noun plus the apostrophe s. For example, hey guys, whose cub is this? Whose cub is this? I think it's Ahmed's, or it's Abraham's. What does that mean? It means that this cub belongs to Ahmed. Ahmed or Abraham is the owner of this cup. So one more time, whose is used for possession, and you can use the possessive pronouns such as mine, his, him. So if your teacher asks you in class, whose book is this? Don't say, it's me. Say, it's mine, it's his, it's hers, or it's Sam's, it's Abraham's, and so on. Now the third WH question for today is who or whom. I know that these two words are a bit confusing sometimes. Don't worry about that. Just focus. Who is used to describe or ask about the subject, but whom is used to ask about the object. How? Look at this question. Who took my phone? Here I'm asking about the doer of the action. Who took my phone? The answer is I did. But whom generally is followed by a helping verb. So we can't say whom took my pencil. This is wrong. This is ungrammatical in English. So you must use a helping verb after whom. Why? To show that we are talking about the object. You are looking for the object. Whom did you help yesterday? The subject is already there in the sentence. Whom did you help yesterday? Now I'm asking about the one you helped yesterday. The answer, I helped my mother. You can say simply and briefly, my mother. In the American English, and this is a very nice piece of information, you can add it to your personal account of knowledge. In the American English, you can use who to ask about the subject or the object. Both are correct. So you can say, who took my phone? Or who did you help yesterday? How can we know the difference in who that is used to ask about the subject and who that is used to ask about the object? By the context itself. From the context, you can know which one is used for the subject and which one is used for the object. The last one here, how. How is used to ask about the manner or quality. Look at these two questions. How do you go to work? I'm asking about what? The manner, the way. How do you go to work? By a bus, by a train, by car, on foot, and so on. How was the exam? I'm asking about the quality. So how was your exam yesterday? It was a bit hard, or it was so simple and very easy. By the way, the word here, how, although it doesn't start with the WH, but definitely it's considered one of the WH words, comes actually with many words in English. We can say how much, that is used to ask about the, the uncountable nouns. How much money do you have? A lot. How much water do you drink? A lot, for example. How many is used with countable nouns. How many brothers and sisters do you have? 3 brothers and 4 sisters. Often, how often or how often, both are correct. Both are correct. Remember, often or often. How often do you visit your grandparents? Twice a month. What does that mean? 2 times every month. How often do you visit your grandparents? Twice a month or once a month. Do you understand? That's cool. Next week, we're going to revise all the WH questions we have studied together using an exercise. And as usual, I want you to study the 8 WH questions we have studied together so that you can do the exercise as excellently as possible. Remember all the time that you won't be a beginner anymore if you keep practicing with love, passion, enthusiasm, and positivity. And remember just to motivate yourself and keep practicing as permanently as possible until you improve your English. Nothing is impossible, and impossible is nothing. Believe in yourself and just do it. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.